Hello, welcome to the first IdealSpot Lab Hours webinar. I am Dakota McDermott. I'm the GIS analyst here at IdealSpot, and I am going to be leading this. So, who we have on this call? I am Dakota McDermott. I'm going to be leading this call. I'm a GIS analyst, which means I do geographic analysis for IdealSpot. I'm a member of our data team here, and I also lead most of our custom projects. So I think I have worked with a few of you that are on this call before, but not all of you. And if you're looking to really deep dive into the data after the call, I'd be the person you're talking with. We also have James Delvesco. He's one of our data scientists, and he'll be on the chat and answering your questions. And we have Chaz Branham. He's our VP of Sales, and he's going to be on the call if y'all have any pricing related questions, and also in the chat helping out with that. So today, if you have any questions, if you look at the bottom of your screen, you can ask those through the QA button, the Q&A button at the bottom there. You can also just put them in the chat, and our guys, James and Chaz, will be ready to answer those. If you have called in and you're on the phone and you have a question, you can just email that to us at the email that we sent, and we will try to answer that as soon as we can. Today, we're going to cover some underutilized features, some things that not a lot of our customers are using, but seem to really affect and really give you new insights and let you really use the platform well. So we're going to go through 3 kind of underutilized features, and then we're going to go into some user questions. So go ahead and throw those in the chat as we go, and we can answer those questions. So the 3 features that we're going to go into today is first comparing locations. This is a crucial feature that is often overlooked. It allows us to compare more than one of any location. It can be your location, can be competitor's location. If you have the address, you can run it through IdealSpot and compare that to anything else. Next, we'll be looking at reordering and searching insights. So within our report builder, you're able to reorder and search for insights pretty quickly. And this will allow you to just do your analysis faster. And whenever you're exporting reports or you're sharing them, you can make sure that they look exactly how you want and they tell the story in the way that you want to do it. And then finally, we're going to be looking at templates, which templates are a way that you can save the order and which insights you're using, and then replicate that quickly moving forward. I know we spend a lot of time building our reports and building them the way that we want, and it can be really tedious if you need to run a bunch of reports and you want them all to look the same way, but you have to do it one at a time. So our templates is our way of speeding that process up and letting you save a report as a template and then rerun it with multiple locations. So let's jump in. Excellent. So here we have the dashboard. This is where everybody gets placed into whenever you log into idealspot.com. And this one is my account. And we're in the webinar project. And so we're ready to go. So we're going to start out going through the comparing locations. In order to do that, we are going to run a report. So you can compare locations if you're a pro subscriber through the data table reports or the location analysis. Today, we're going to focus on the location analysis tool. And so let's build this report. So in order to utilize the comparison, this is going to be the first step and the most important step. We are going to compare today perspective location and Waco, Texas. So you select the location that you are interested in, and we're going to compare that with a high performer and a low performer. Oh, let's see. So you select the one that you want, and then you click compare for high performer and our low performer. So next we want to go into our trade areas. For the purposes of this one, let's just set a quick 5-minute drive time, and we can go ahead and build our report. So that was pretty simple. And unfortunately, it's something that not a lot of people, not a lot of our customers are utilizing, but we can now go ahead and add any insights we want. We'll start with residential population. And we can now see how that compares across the board. So we can look at our prospective location, and we can see that it has the highest population of any of our locations. But from the looks of things, our low performer has a higher population than the high performer. So in this case, this might not be a great site. This is just one data set and just one example, but this is the type of analysis that you can quickly do using the comparison on IdealSpot. So that's just one example if you have existing locations you want to compare to. Now let's say you want to compare against competitors. Let's go back to the dashboard, and this time we are going to use a template. So let's just use the retail location evaluation. We'll build this report. We want to select that prospective location again, and then we want to compare it to some competitors. So let's just choose competitors 1, 2, and 3. We can choose another small, a 5-minute or 5-mile, let's do a 3-mile ring. Add that. Oh, that seems to be all of Waco. Let's do a 1-mile ring. There we go, and we can run that report. This one's going to take a little bit longer to process because we ran it off of a template, so all of our insights were already included as opposed to adding them one by one, whereas the last report we ran from scratch. So here we have all of our locations. And then this is where it comes out really cool. So we have our customer summary here, and this is going to show the prospective location compared to the average of those benchmarks. So if you know a few of your competitors, you can put those in as benchmark locations, and then very quickly through our customer summary insight, look at how your perspective matches against those competitors. So this is a really handy tool that allows you to do this analysis much quicker than going through and building it one by one, or running multiple reports and looking at them side by side. So that is the comparing locations tool. Next, we're going to go into the reorder insight tool. So in order to do this a little bit quicker, we're going to move over to a report that I have already built. The prospective location evaluation. So this is just a single report run off of a single location, a 10-minute drive time around our prospective location. So we have quite a few insights in this report, as you can see over in our insight menu. And whenever you're trying to do analysis, scrolling up and down, trying to find the insight you want can be really tricky. So what we have added is this nice little insight bar at the top. And this allows us to do two things. It allows us to search for insights and to reorder insights. So first we're gonna look at the reorder button. So right here, you can click this pencil up in the top right-hand corner, and it will pull up all of your insights in this kind of reorder insight view. So let's say we want vehicle traffic to be the first thing that someone's looking at, or the first thing we're looking at. We can drag that to the top, and we can rearrange all of our other insights to make sense and really tell the story that we're trying to tell. So this is a lot quicker than our old way of doing things, where you had to drag the insights from this view, from our report view. So let's say I want to have vehicle and search and social, I think, are the top things. So I'm gonna put those at the top. But now I have my report ordered how I want to see it, how I want it to export, or how I want to share it, but I'm doing my own analysis, and I am interested in population. So I can scroll up and down, and I can look for the insight that I want to find, or I can just type it in, and it will pull it up to the top and remove all other insights that I'm looking for. And so that's a really quick way to just go in and see what you're looking for, as opposed to having to scroll through all of the insights that you have and for that analysis. We've been seeing a lot more reports lately with people running with 40, 60, even 80 insights in a report, and no one has time to really scroll through that to do their analysis. So this is a new tool from IdealSpot that really makes that process quicker. So the last thing we're gonna moving from the reorder and search onto our templates tool. So this is our kind of final underutilized tool that we're gonna be diving into today. So once you have your report in the order that you want it, you have all of the insights that you want, and you have set all of your views, how you would like to see them. So once you have reset any views and everything is set, you can come up to the very top and click Save as a Template. So we want to name our template, let's go with Webinar 1. And then we have a location analysis report. And I have it assigned to our webinar projects. Depending on what projects you are using, you may not be using any, and that's all right. But you can use that in order to sort and better find the template later. So I'm going to click Save. And it's going to bring me to the template page. So within this template page, you can make any edits that you need. It's going to show us every insight that is in our report. So let's say you have a template, you've been working with it, it's going great, and then your company changes a little bit and you want to use a different search and social term. You can just come in, go to Edit, and we can change, we can remove retail, and we can add fast food very quickly. And so once we save it, yes. So once we save it, it's gonna go ahead and make that edit for any future any future reports that you run off this template. It is not going to change any reports that you had previously run off this template, but anything new. So if you create a report from this template, it will change that. So there are a few different ways that we can run reports off of templates. If we go to the My Template page, we can click, we can find the template that we want, And so we can scroll down. I have a ton of templates, so mine is going to be at the very bottom, the newest one that we built, Webinar 1, and we can click Build a Report, or we can view details to edit it. The next way that we can do it is if we're on our dashboard, you can go to Location Analysis. Oh, that's from scratch. Sorry. Oh yeah, you can go to Reports, Build a Report, and then My Templates. And it'll bring you back into this template view where you can scroll down and choose which template you want to build. So those are 3 kind of underutilized tools that we think are going to be extremely helpful for y'all moving forward. So let's go ahead and move into some questions. Let's see. Looking at the questions that have been asked. All right, so we have some questions about what the My Business tool is and why you would use the My Business tool over the My Locations tool. So we're going to start with My Locations. So the My Locations tool is a way to sort and keep track of all of the locations that you have in your IdealSpot account. If you are running a bunch of reports, or if you're just running a few, you all have to have, you'll have some locations in this My Locations section. Anytime that you add anything to run a report on, it'll be saved here. You can go in and you can edit those locations and add some more details. So you can go in and you can assign them to a business, or you can add notes on these locations. Also, if you are just looking through your locations, we have a small market context report that is just built into every My Locations page to just give you a quick overview of that location. The difference between My Locations and My Businesses comes into play whenever we look at the My Businesses. So in our webinars project, I don't have any businesses yet. We can go ahead and build one. We'll name it webinar, or we'll name it lab hours. And the cool thing about the lab, or about the businesses, is you assign categories to it, and then you can assign locations to it. So if we assign, we'll say Lab Hours is a fast food company that focuses on burgers. All right, and then we can save the business and go ahead and add locations. So selecting from My Locations, we're gonna go ahead and say Deer Falls Drive is one, and Idealab Target is one. So now both of these locations, if we decide to run a report off of them, we can pre-populate these categories. So that any businesses can hold as many locations as you would need, but the locations are kind of just one step down. Businesses is really just a way to help sort and keep track of your locations, and in order to keep track of these categories and help pre-populate those into the insights such as search and social, or our spending categories. All right, let's see, do we have any other questions coming in? All right, we're getting a question going back to the beginning about comparing locations into what is the data table report. So we focused already on the location analysis and how you can compare up to 4 locations. The data table report is something that is accessible only to our pro level subscribers, and it allows you to compare 10 locations at a time. So let's just go through a data table report and kind of show y'all. So if we want to do a prospective location, our high performing location, a low performer, and then all 3 of our known competitors, we can put them all into one report. So we can create a trade area. We'll go again with the 1 mile rings and then run this report. So unlike our location analysis where you add insights one at a time and you see the insights individually for each location, the bulk location report gives you a table. So whenever we're building a bulk location report, we have to create a variable set. So we're going to name our variable set lab hours. And then let's say we want to look at the education and look for all of our high school and college students and below. So people who have not graduated, all of our under 9th graders, high school age, and people below that. And then we want to see those from our most recent data update of 2018. We also want to see the total number of households in the area from most recent quarter. And we want to see the household size. So we want to, we're looking for families here, people who haven't graduated from school. So we want to go 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now we can go ahead and run all of those variable sets on all of our locations. So this report is going to go ahead and give us a map and then a table. It's a pretty simple report, but it's good for analyzing a lot of locations and a lot of data sets in one time, as opposed to the more specific and more broken up location analysis report where you want to deep dive in for one location. All right, let's see, I think we can go into one more, or a few more questions. I think we have one more. What do we got? All right, so we have a question about our existing templates. So we have a series of existing templates that we have built here at IdealSpot. So on your dashboard, you should have 4 that are always there. This is going to be our vehicle traffic counts, retail location, restaurant location, and demographics report. And these are templates that we at IdealSpot have created over time as we work with people within these industries. So the traffic counts template is going to be very straightforward. It's just, I want to know my traffic count and I want to know it quickly without going through the whole report building process. You can build the traffic report. The retail location evaluation is something that we have built over time and edit every once in a while as we get more information as to what sort of insights retail locations are looking at. The restaurant is in the same boat as the retail, where we built it over time and we update these periodically to make sure that we're showing the best data for a restaurant. And then the demographics is going to be one of our larger templates that shows you all of our demographic data sets. And so if somebody just wants a big data dump of all of the demographics for an area and they want to sift through that, this is going to be the fastest way to do that, as opposed to building it one by one and adding all 40 some odd of those insights to a report. If we go over to my templates, we can see that there are a few others. So we have one specifically that we have made with our car wash customers. We have some for psychographics, behavior and demand. So that's going to be focusing on our search, our social, and our spending data, along with some of our mobile device tracking and traffic. We have some templates for our other report types, the filtered search, and some templates designed to help you quickly look at your site and your competitors, along with fitness that we have built with some partnerships in the fitness industry, working with different companies to figure out what sort of key performance indicators they look for, and then we put that into our templates so that anyone coming here can benefit from the legacy knowledge of all of the companies that we have worked with. So we have quite a few, going all the way down to our CLA or Coin Laundry Association template for anyone who is trying to do a laundry mat. So, excellent. Well, it doesn't look like, it looks like we've answered all of the questions that are coming in. If anybody has additional questions, I'm happy to answer them now, but if not, I think we'll go ahead and finish up for today. Let's see. So yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead. I think that was all of the, everything we're gonna go over in the platform today. So we're gonna go ahead and thank you all for coming. We're gonna throw up on the screen and show you an email address if you have further questions, or if you want to contact us or set up a more direct demo. You will all be receiving an email from Brian Gorley, and before the end of the day today. Brian is the head of our sales team, and also will help facilitate getting you connected with either myself or with Chaz or James or whoever you need to help answer any more specific questions that you had, or really get you set up. He's also going to be including a coupon code for everybody who chimed in today, so that we can knock some cost off for future projects with IdealSpot. We want to thank you all so much for coming to this webinar, and I hope it was helpful for you. If you have any feedback, we would love to hear it. So thank you very much, and we look forward to working with you in the future. All right, goodbye.